What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Vida Baseball Live. Andy Martinez here. We're going to have the Keez Cam coming up here just momentarily. He's got some great stuff. New York Yankees playoff action. Masahiro Tanaka, Aaron Judge, Didi Gregorius. A lot of fun stuff. He's got some Brooklyn Nets stuff, too. NBA preseason's heating up. He's got some cool kicks from that. So I'm looking forward to talking to him about it. A lot of fun stuff going on. Game 5. I'm excited to hear his prediction and see what's going to happen and who the Yankees are going to be taking on in the ALCS. So I'm excited for it, and we're going to call him up here in a second. Talk some photos, talk some swag, talk some gear. We got him. Gemini, can you hear me?
I hear you just fine, Andy. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm great, man. How's everything in Chicago right now?
Good. We got the fall weather now. It's officially fall.
Oh, dude, it's officially fall here in New York too. It's blistering cold and it's raining. It's a nasty day here in NYC.
Man.
Yo, man, let me tell you something. The ego of a professional athlete, man, that's a whole different level, man. When you write these guys off early, that's like the worst thing you could do, man. The worst thing you could do.
Yeah. It's crazy too, because like the ones if out of the 4 series, if you said which one's got the best chance at an upset just based on seeding, I would have said the Twins. I would have said the Twins because the Yankees have been hurt all season. I would have thought the Twins could have competed really well with the Yankees, and if anything, that was the one that it was never even close.
Yo, Andy, man, I thought these guys would at least give us one game.
Right.
At least one game. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think it was going to be that easy for the New York Yankees. And honestly, right now, the way these playoff matches are going, I want to say they're going to make it even easier for the New York Yankees because they made that first round look easy. Like it was like you're playing a little kid in a video game.
Right.
That's how easy the Yankees made it look.
Yeah,
against the Twins.
You're playing it on an easy level, and you've got some days off now.
Let me tell you something. If I put money on that, I would be broke. I would have given the Twins at least one game. At least one game.
Right, and the thing, what was crazy about it was that even in Game 3 when Eddie Rosario hit that home run to make it 3-1, it was like, yeah, they're only down 2, but it felt like they were losing by a lot more. You know, it felt like they were losing like 10-1.
You just know. Then on top of that, the Yankees came back the next inning and tacked on another run or two.
Yeah.
You just knew that they took the air out of Minnesota, man. Let me tell you something. That Yankee lineup, you know, they just abuse pitching staffs, man. These guys do not, with the constant fouling off of pitches until they get their pitch, they could wear a pitching staff out, man. And that's what's scary about the New York Yankee lineup.
Yeah.
Even if they don't get great pitching, if these guys are on hitting-wise, they can make it miserable for starting pitching and the bullpen.
Yeah, and we saw that, and unless the Astros and Rays on paper have better pitching than the Twins, but still that lineup is just menacing.
Yeah, man, it definitely is. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens tonight. But I know the Yankees right now are just sitting back lovely.
Yeah.
Just sitting back lovely, just waiting, just to feast off who's coming in next.
Exactly.
I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to feast whoever comes in that first game on Saturday.
Right, exactly. And
You know.
Luis Severino, Tanaka, all those guys, they're just sitting back, icing their shoulders a little bit longer, keeping those arms fresh. They've got an extra few days off.
Yep. Although sometimes that's a little scary too, getting that extra few days off, because it's not like those guys gave the Yankees quality innings. I mean, what, Tanaka threw like 4 innings.
Yeah, exactly.
Severino. So I don't know, they're kind of lucky that the bats were alive. They better hope that the pitching steps up just a little bit, the starting pitching, because they might need a little length out of those guys.
Yeah, because if you think about it, for 9 months of the season, they're playing almost every day, and they might have one at most 2 days off in a row. They're gonna have like 4 or 5 days off from the end of the division series till the start of the CS. That can mess with guys. You know, everyone wants rest, but if you're used to going, and then you just stop for that amount of time, it's tough.
Yeah, man, that works against you. Sometimes you just want to keep on playing. So sometimes, even like right now, what's going on in Houston and Tampa Bay, that's a team that's probably going to come in hot on Saturday.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
whichever one wins is going to be on fire and going to be ready to play the Yankees.
Yep, I think that series is really going to start game 2. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what happens after game 1, I think we'll have to start looking at it from game 2 on.
Yeah,
just to see. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But listen, I got a little cheese man that I want to do with you. I know that's not really our thing.
Hey, man, we can steal Cheeseman from Henry anytime, man.
But we can take a little Cheeseman, right? I don't know if you guys were talking about it, but there's this whole discussion right now of who's going to be the new New York Mets manager.
Yeah.
And I keep hearing the name Carlos Beltran, which I had no idea he had any interest in being a New York Mets manager. But my question to you, Andy, right? And this is just me. I don't have a horse in the race, but why is it that when Aaron Boone was interviewing with the New York Yankees, the conversation about experience wasn't really had as much as it is with Carlos Beltran when you mention his name with the New York Mets? Why is that?
I have no idea, and I've never understood that. Like, Aaron Boone had no experience, minor league or whatever, and then these guys, Alex Cora went through the same thing. Oh, he doesn't have any, he's not going to be able to deal with the pressure. Like, that dude was managing in the Puerto Rican Winter League. Like, that's pressure.
Right.
Managing
so
Caguas.
What's that all about?
Exactly. I don't know, man. It's a disrespect to the Latino managers. It's a disrespect to the managerial candidates, I should say. They're not managers yet, but managerial candidates. And it makes it tougher for the rest of them, whether they're even the guys who have experience. It's like, well, he managed that one team that didn't do so well or whatever. Like, you can spin it any which way you want, and it just becomes tougher for those guys.
Yeah, Andy, it just made me think, because I was watching a few of these, these shows, these panel shows, and they were all talking about the new, who they would like to see as Met manager, and of course the same names are being regurgitated, Joe Girardi, those kind of names, right?
Right.
But then when they bring up the name Carlos Beltran, it was almost like they had this look of vitriol on their face, like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We need a guy with experience over here.
Right.
But I don't remember that same conversation happening when they were doing interviews with the New York Yankees.
Exactly.
So I don't know if that's kind of code. That might be coded talk.
That it has to be.
But yeah, and like I said, I think the Mets do need some kind of experience.
Right.
But I'm not gonna totally dismiss Carlos Beltran either, the way certain people in the media have been doing that. So I just thought that it was kind of interesting how the two comparisons. Like, it's okay for Aaron Boone to get the keys to the city with the New York Yankees,
but it's not
Carlos Beltran. It's like he has to go coach in Puerto Rico before we can have this conversation. You know what I mean?
Or at least like Fredericksburg, Maryland, in the minor leagues or something.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly,
he can't go straight to the Mets. It's I'll leave it at this point. I read the book Astro Ball about the Houston Astros and how they won the World Series. All of from the president of baseball ops, Jeff Lunau, down to the players, they all talked about that they wouldn't have won that World Series without Carlos Beltran, or how crucial he was to winning that World Series.
Yeah, and the Yankees, they speak highly of him as well. I mean, I know he had some back and forth with the New York Mets, but it says a lot that they would actually consider him being the head coach of the New York Mets.
Exactly.
So I would keep my eye on that, and I think now that I think about it, I would like to see Carlos Beltran as a possible candidate for the New York Mets manager. I think that would be a good look.
I think he would fit in perfectly with that team, and he would help that team a lot for sure.
Yeah. Let Joe Girardi go to the Cubs. I want to entertain this Carlos Beltran thing a little bit more.
Exactly.
Hey man, so before we get into some postseason baseball, because the Yankees made it look so easy, Andy.
Yeah.
And there really wasn't any heat on anybody's feet, to be honest with you. But I told you that I was going to be going to the Brooklyn Nets exhibition game against Portugal, right?
Yes.
And the first game was that Friday night, which was actually game 1 against the Twins. And I made the conscious decision.
Yeah.
Because people thought I was crazy about this. I said, okay, do I go to game 1, Twins Yankees, or do I go to this exhibition game in Brooklyn? And I decided to go to the exhibition game in Brooklyn on Friday, man. Everybody was killing me for that.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm the Keez Cam, and there's always a madness to what I do. So can we talk a little exhibition? Can we talk about a little NBA basketball real quick?
Yeah, we have to. Plus, I looked at these. I get the teaser before you guys at home get them. Kevin Durant's got like the best hoodie I've seen in a while.
Yes,
I just got to say that.
Yes. You're talking about the Easy Money Sniper hoodie. Right?
Yeah.
Are you showing that?
I pulled it. I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay, yeah. Let me know when that's up.
Yeah, that's up.
Because that's called the Easy Money Sniper. You know, that's his handle on social media as well. But yeah, that's Nike putting out that black hoodie, and I think that's going to be a hoodie that you're going to see Knicks fans and Brooklyn fans alike wearing.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome, and I forgot that I knew he was Easy Money as his handle, but I completely forgot. Like, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I just saw Easy. I'm like, oh, that's really cool, and then I realized, like, oh yeah, those are all money symbols. Like, it makes sense.
Well, you know what's funny about this one is I had to call up my brother Cypher this morning, to make sure, because he's my guy on all things style.
Yeah.
The Easy Money Sniper thing is going to be done in so many different variations in countries with their actual currency money symbol.
Yeah.
So you're going to see these sweaters all over the world, Easy Money, but with the different currency symbols for each country. I think that's pretty cool.
It's so cool, and it's universal, right? Like if you're in Europe, you're gonna understand what this says. If you're here in the U.S., you're gonna understand what that says. Like wherever,
right.
Like it just translates perfectly, and it's a really nice hoodie.
Yeah, and I didn't really understand it till this morning, so yeah, it's gonna go well.
Hey, next time you run into Kevin Durant, just let him know. Hey, my birthday's at the end of the month, and if he's got some extras lying around.
Let me tell you something. The beauty about having these guys in New York for the next couple of seasons, it's going to be interesting the type of goodies that I'm going to be requesting, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean they're in your back. They're not in Oakland anymore. They're right there in your backyard.
Dude, they're right in my backyard, man. The star power that's in New York right now. I'm going to say both Brooklyn and New York and with the New York Knicks, but there's been a shift, and right now it's cool to be in Brooklyn. The way Kevin Durant said it a couple of days ago, as he so subtly said, it's cool. They're the cool team right now.
Exactly.
I caught some player entrances because I wanted to be the first to catch these guys come in to their new home at the Barclays Center. And if you look at some of these videos, you can see that these guys clearly, they thought they were either in Boston, Golden State, and DeAndre Jordan, where was he, in Dallas, and then with the Knicks for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You can see by their player entrances, you can see that they're just a tad bit confused. So when you get a chance, let's start off with the DeAndre Jordan video.
All right, yeah, let's pull up the
DeAndre
DeAndre Jordan video. You got it, Nick? Yeah. All right, it's playing.
You're going this way, my brother. Brooklyn.
I thought this was great, Andy.
It's fantastic, and I just like when I watch these videos because you watch them pregame in NBA games. Like I just look at it, I'm like, man, MLB like, because the teams and the MLB social accounts get that access, but I'm like, man, you gotta start giving that access to Gemini to other photographers because these guys, the MLB guys are dressed up just as cool as these guys.
Oh, you know what it is too with that, Andy, too. Because they usually block off like the player parking versus the media parking.
Right.
So like a lot of times you got to remember baseball games. You got to always be there kind of like 3 hours before game time.
Right.
So sometimes these guys come in a little bit earlier. So literally for like a 7 o'clock game, if I wanted to catch these player entrances, I would literally have to be there by like 1 o'clock, which I don't mind doing.
Right.
Because it's always cool to see the opposing teams because they usually all dress up the same. Kind of like the basketball guys wear when they all wear those warm-ups.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of the visiting teams come in the same way. And I noticed that with the Braves during the last homestand with the New York Mets. They all had on these really, really great basketball warm-ups, and they were all red with the hood.
That's
Really,
sweet.
really great. And next year, I plan on catching all those via video. So I will be putting in the extra work for you guys. But you notice how DeAndre Jordan was a little bit confused during his entrance?
Yeah, he's like, where do I
I
go?
swear, Andy, I wanted to tell him, yo, my man, what you need to do is you need to get back on that elevator, get back on the 2 train, and take your butt uptown to Madison Square Garden, because that's exactly where you were supposed to be.
Right.
And maybe we would still have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in a New York Knicks uniform for this season. That's what I really, really wanted to tell DeAndre.
But you were just like, hey, your locker's that way.
Oh man, I was so mad because I'm at that moment my Knicks fan kind of came out.
Right.
You know what I mean? It came out just a little bit, and I swear I just wanted to tell him, dude, just go back the other way and don't even come to the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Although, and let me tell you, I pulled up the game shots. If you don't mind, pull up the Andre Jordan game dunks. Dude, you're gonna see so much of that in Brooklyn between Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan and Jared Allen.
Yeah.
These guys are gonna get 15 to 20 points easy on the alley-oop.
Yeah.
Easily every night, man.
This is a really cool shot. I have to ask you the dunk photo. Where are you in the stadium when you get a photo like this?
Well, in this particular one, because I'm not on the floor over here, so they have us designated on the second tier.
Okay.
And since everybody was in the Bronx, I was the only photographer, Andy. I swear, I was the only photographer sitting in that photographer while getting those shots. Because of course, Yankees, Minnesota, or Brooklyn versus Brazil. Where are you gonna go?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Where are you gonna go?
Especially
but
for
I will say
preseason
this,
game. Yeah.
Andy, I will say this. As a Knicks fan, I will say this. I was surprised that the Barclay building wasn't filled up to capacity. I know that Kevin and Kyrie weren't playing, but one thing I will say about the New York Knicks, they will fill it up with a bunch of tourists, at least. Okay?
They'll get those bums and they'll fill it up.
Okay, so I don't care if Puerto Rico came to play against the Knicks. It would be filled to capacity.
Right.
Actually, if Puerto Rico did play against the Knicks, it would be filled to capacity.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other country would have came here, you know what I mean? And the New York Knicks would have still had a better crowd from what I've seen. But because like I said, it was game 1 versus the Yankees in Minnesota, Brooklyn gets a pass on this one.
Yeah, you got a slight pass.
What did you think about that court in Brooklyn? Did you get a chance to see it?
Yeah, it's an interesting look. You know what it reminded me of a little bit, to a certain extent. In a way, the Boston, I forget what our arena's called now, but the Boston Guard.
That parquet floor.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I'm not feeling that court.
Yeah.
I like the Brooklyn court last year. They should have left that alone. To me, when I look at that court, I see the cookies and cream Hershey's candy bar.
Yes, when you sent the photo and you explained it that way, I'm like, I totally see it. Like,
now, Andy, how soon before the competition, during the most pivotal part of the game, when a player's in the corner, he pivots that foot, will he be able to distinguish the cookies and cream court and that white baseline?
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. It's moved so fast that it just blends in all together.
So I mentioned it to the Brooklyn Nets security team, right? Because now they're like the '96 Bulls. These guys got like 4 security guards assigned to the team now.
Right.
And I brought it up, and let me tell you, it never dawned on anybody that could happen during the course of the season.
It's
what
amazing.
They did tell me was that if that court becomes a problem, they'll immediately go back to the parquet floor that they had last year. That they did tell me.
And if I had to place money, if I was a betting man, I would assume that would happen soon.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen real quickly, man.
Yeah.
Because when it's lights, camera, action, and it's that last minute of a game, those guys are gonna see that color the same.
Exactly. It doesn't distinguish that easily.
You know. So we were talking about the player entrances. So of course I got Kevin Durant coming in, and it was good. It was good to know that at least he acknowledged me, because Kevin and I go way back from his OKC days, and he's always been good to me, man. So it's going to be an interesting season in the shoe game in Brooklyn.
Right.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of heat, a lot of exclusive heat that's going to be coming from my camera, man, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, let's play this Kevin Durant entrance clip then.
Cool.
Welcome, my brother. Brooklyn, my man.
I was expecting more security or more fanfare, but I guess when you realize you were the only photographer, it's like, well, it's just you.
Well, like I said, Andy, everybody with a lens that had a credential was in the Bronx.
Yeah,
and I could understand why.
Yeah,
you know
of
what
course.
I mean. But like I said, had that been Brooklyn, let's say Lakers, in a preseason game, I'm pretty sure there would have been a lot more photographers there for that game.
For sure.
Absolutely. You know. So you want to get into some game 2 postseason in the Bronx?
Let's do.
How much time do we have left?
Hey, we got a little over 5 minutes. I want to get into.
All right.
I want to get into Didi, because I thought that was one of the moments of the series in general.
Let me tell you something. I want to tell you the moment, the photo that we caught was the Didi Grand Slam number 4
Yes.
photo. So when you can, please pull that up.
All right, here we go.
Now,
Go for it, Nick.
How soon before the conversation in Yankee land is that Didi Gregorius is better than Derek Jeter? How soon will that conversation start coming up?
You know, if he didn't get hurt as much as he did, it would be. I mean, it would be a bigger case. I think the fact that he's hurt as much as he has been in his time really hurts his case and argument. But man, that dude has been rock solid at short for the Yankees. When you lose Derek Jeter, it's like, oh man, who's going to fill into his shoes? And then it becomes Didi Gregorius, and he's a rock star.
Well, Andy, it does. All right, I understand what you're saying because his previous teams, right? You're talking about his injuries with his previous teams, but let's just talk about him as a New York Yankee. And this is probably going to be the only uniform he wears for the remainder of his career, right?
Right.
I can't see Didi in another uniform.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sooner or later, the conversation of Didi Gregorius was a better player than Derek Jeter. That's going to be one of those barbershop conversations that will be had soon. Absolutely. And the clutch factor too.
Oh man,
this kid got the clutch factor. He got the clutch gene.
Yeah.
He has it.
Yeah, to hit a grand slam, and because that was one of those games where if that doesn't happen and the Twins get out of it, and maybe they score a run, they could steal that game, and it's who knows, we're still maybe playing the series. You don't know, right? But to hit that grand slam, go ahead.
Dude, the grand slam, and what about what he did in Game 3 on defense?
Yeah,
did you see the fans, the way they looked?
It was just like, what are you going to do at that point,
It was total devastation.
Yeah.
He literally beat them with the bat and the glove by himself.
He was, I think it's kind of, in a way, summed up his Yankee career this series. It's like, he has done amazing things that, like, no one is really talking about enough. They're talking about it for sure, but it's not, like, at the level that it should be garnering.
Well, funny you say that. Speaking of summing up a Yankee career, what do you think about Giancarlo Stanton, man? I'm glad I was able to get some images from that last game, but this guy had some bad luck, right?
Yeah, and there was it Game 1 or Game 2? I can't remember what game. There was a fly ball that was hit to him, and he totally misjudged. He made the catch, right? But he totally misjudged, and it's like, dude, like,
Yeah, he looked a little suspect out there.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. The Yankees, because they're the New York Yankees, they could totally eat that contract.
Right.
But it's clear to me that they don't really need him in that lineup.
No. You definitely don't. You look at the way Glaber's playing, the way Gary Sanchez. You look at all these young cats, and it's like, man, like Giancarlo can do whatever. We'll be fine because everyone else is stepping up.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something. It won't surprise me if Giancarlo's playing with another team and the Yankees are paying that hefty contract for him to play somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because that dude is gonna have a hard time here in New York, man. Especially if he doesn't get that body right. He got to get right.
Yeah, he is. He came with a lot of fanfare, and we highlighted him as our player of the day yesterday. And it's funny, there was a picture of him and Yelich together when they were with the Marlins. It's like, who would have thought that when these guys were traded from Miami, that Yelich would be the one to win an MVP?
Stanton's that guy that'll shine with a team like the San Diego Padres.
Right.
Or shine with like the Baltimore Orioles. You know what I mean?
The small market.
I don't know if. Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. It's starting to look like that too.
And it's very interesting too, because it's like sometimes you see it with the guys who are like from Alabama or from like that aren't used to the bright lights when they get to that big stage. But he's from LA. Like he was born and raised in LA. Like he's got that. He should, in theory, should have that vibe about him, right?
Well, you know what? Then maybe he could do well playing with the Anaheim Angels.
Yeah.
I don't think he would produce as a Los Angeles Dodgers.
I don't think so either, man. That Dodger blue sometimes can be just as heavy as those pinstripes.
Oh yeah, and that's why we're going for the Braves today, right?
Yeah. So there's this really cool image that you shared of Luis Severino, kind of just like waiting in like kind of like I don't know, kind of like he was just waiting in the wings for whatever was next.
That's exactly what that photo represents. He was the next man up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could tell like the fangs. Look at the look on his eyes looking at the mound. Like,
yeah.
He's the next in line. I want to tell you that this was the swing on the Grand Slam too. If you notice Didi in the background.
Oh, I see. I didn't notice that was Didi in the background. Yeah, yeah, because it's focused on him. Yeah, so it's right before the Grand Slam, and he like you can tell he's like, I don't care about this. I don't care about tomorrow. I care about 2 days from now, Game 3 in Minnesota. Like that's all I'm focused on.
And if you also notice, you have the postseason decals on the hat too, just in case anybody try to get slick.
Right.
This is a game from August or something like that.
Yeah, this is April or whatever. Like he's got the jacket on, but no, this is
it's April with the hoodie. You know what I mean?
I gotta get all right, man. What are your thoughts on those jackets? Those look like high school jackets, like the high school Letterman jackets.
Andy, I love them. I love them. Let me tell you something. When the season opens up, and you can look on my Instagram, you can see it. You can just scroll down. When the season opened up, like in April and May, because it was freezing in New York City. These guys were wearing those jackets heavy well into like May, and every time I saw them, it was just constant admiration. Like it has that old school feel, that '60s wear my pin feel. You know what I mean?
Right.
Jackets, and man, they're classics. No, they're great. Those are the best jackets in Major League Baseball right now. And I'm a Mets fan saying that. Those are classics.
It's as unique as their pinstripe on-field uniforms are.
Man.
It's awesome. Tanaka got him a few innings. And put in a decent performance. I kind of, when you have a bullpen like the Yankees, like 4 innings is more than enough, all right?
Yeah, I know, Andy, but I think they're going to need they're going to have to stretch him out, man.
Mm-hmm.
A good start for him, I would say give me 6 to 7 quality.
Yeah.
You don't want to keep depending on the bullpen like that. 3 out of 5 and then 4 out of 7, that's a different animal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Especially
dude, look at Verlander.
Yeah.
Verlander's going to come into well, that's if they win, provided that they win, but could you imagine a Verlander in a second round? How that arm is going to feel? Right.
Verlander, Cole, Greinke, if those guys advance, like, yeah, it's going to be tough.
Bro, that dude Greinke, he's another one.
He is.
Send him to Anaheim too, because he's definitely not the guy in the big situation.
No, and it's funny too because when he was traded, his opt-out, his no trade list was released. And they're all big market teams because he can't deal with all the media. He doesn't like doing conferences and everything. So he
gets the yabba dabba.
Yeah, exactly. So like the Yankees, Dodgers, Cubs, like all those big teams that like everyone wants to play for, were on his no trade list. He's like, I'm not going there. I'll go to San Diego, but I'm not going to New York.
Yeah, hey, you know what? And that's probably what's going to happen. So the team that gets him, they're not going to have to give up a lot for him.
Right.
Because look at what you get in return. You get a lot of anxiety in return.
Yeah. But
Andy, I like that T-shirt you got on, man.
Thank you, man. So this is a Charleston. So I'm repping the AL winners. So the Charleston River Dogs, they're Copa de Diversión.
Oh, okay.
They're the Perros Santos. So this is their
nice.
This is their shirt, and then the Montgomery Biscuits is the Tampa Bay Rays minor league affiliate.
You're wearing it well, my man.
So the two recent winners. Had Houston won, I would have found some Houston minor league swag, but they didn't win. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe in 2 days. Maybe in 2 days.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna have something, bro, because every show that we've done, you've displayed some sort of heat, whether it was a T-shirt or some sort of hat. So keep it up, my man.
Hey, man, I gotta thank you guys and Dazuka and Bandwagon, they've hooked it up too.
We're gonna keep you fresh to death for the entire year, my man.
There we go.
You.
All right, man.
So listen, Andy, I got one image for you, just so you.
For sure.
Feel of the postseason. The shoe shot on the base.
Oh,
just
yes.
So you can see that we're talking postseason baseball, and bro, next week, hopefully I'll have something for you from the New York Yankees versus the Tampa Bay Rays or those Houston Astros.
I'm excited. And if it's the Tampa Bay Rays, I'm excited because I think there's a lot of guys on that team that they're undervalued. Let's just put it that way.
Well, if it's the Tampa Bay Rays, I'm gonna say it's another sweep.
Hey man, I wouldn't sleep on them I
said that from a New York Mets fan perspective. Wink, wink.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
Go Yankees.
Yeah. All right, my man. Go get some caldo or some sancocho, something warm to get ready for these games, and have some fun.
Have a great day. Give me that fist, my brother. I'll talk to you.
There's that fist, man. All right. See you, Gemini. Thank you.
All right, guys. Take care, brother. I love you.
Love you too, brother. See you.